From me to you here at Very Cold Lasagna, I would like to say Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. And I hope you're enjoying your Thanksgiving, or maybe you're still preparing, making those last minute prep for whatever Thanksgiving festivities you may have. And maybe those festivities include some NFL binge watching. And maybe one of those teams that you're binge watching is none other than my San Francisco 49ers, who are about to play just mere hours ahead in the nightcap, going up against the Seattle Seahawks in an NFC West primetime showdown in Week 12 in the nightcap of this Thanksgiving Day triple header. So, yeah, unfortunately, some Niners fans out there have some bad memories, want to get that bad taste out of their mouth from what happened 9 years ago, the last time they were featured on Thanksgiving, when it was back up there south in Levi Stadium when they hosted the Thanksgiving game against Seattle. And oh boy, that was the beginning of the end. That was the beginning towards the dark period for Niners fans, as they got their butts whooped by the defending Super Bowl champions at the time, the Seahawks, Russell Wilson and Richard Sherman. Yeah, the Niners fans had to see them eat that damn turkey with Michelle Tafoya in the middle of the field. It was not great, ladies and gentlemen. It was not great. That was the beginning toward the dark period for the Niners during that time. But anyway, it's 2023. It's 9 years later, and these two teams are facing off in Seattle. And hopefully the Niners will get a little bit of redemption, a little Thanksgiving redemption. But yeah, we're here to talk about this game that is going to happen just hours way ahead. But we have to talk about what happened between involving these two teams last week, or just a couple days ago, because Week 11 that was just ended a couple days ago. So anyway, for my 49ers, in terms of last week, they faced off against the Tampa Bay Bucks. They were leading a little close at halftime, but they broke it open in the third quarter. But they got a little tad comfortable with that lead, with that 27-14 lead. So as such, their defense had to create some big plays in the fourth quarter to stop Baker Mayfield and the Bucks in the red zone, and put them away for good. They managed to hold on to beat them 27-14. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they were up 13-0 near the end of the first half. Ended up being a 13-7 game at halftime. But after that, the Seahawks were outplayed. They were outscored. They couldn't muster anything against the LA Rams. And the Rams took advantage of Geno Smith having to leave the game with a right elbow injury in his throwing arm in the most of the fourth quarter. So they managed to take a 17-16 lead very late in the game. So even though Geno came back in the game to get his kicker into field goal range, Jason Myers missed the game-winning kick as Seattle fell to the Rams and were swept by them in the season series. So kind of a big loss for Seattle, because as they're trying to catch up to my 49ers in the NFC West, they're already 0-2 or 0-2 in the division. Rough. No, 1-2 in the division. So yeah, another loss here. They're pretty much essentially almost wiped in the NFC West. So not good pickings for Seattle as they enter a also tough 4-game stretch that involves the 49ers twice in 3 weeks, and the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. So while the 49ers have their own grueling stretch, Seattle, they also have their own problems to endure as well. So both teams kind of coming in a little bit banged up, but the Niners are getting a little bit more healthier than Seattle. So let's look at the injury report, shall we? For my 49ers heading into this game tonight, they unfortunately took a big loss in the secondary in that Week 11 game against the Bucks, because safety Talanoa Hufanga, you know all that saying, Rachaad White broke his ankles. He had his ankles broken. Well, unfortunately, we can't joke around about that anymore, because he literally got it taken away because he ended up tearing his ACL, which is rough. A big loss in the secondary. But I do hope that rookie safety Ji'ayir Brown, who filled in nicely in the fourth quarter after shaking off a bad coverage misstep during the Bucks game, I hope he fills in nicely. Hopefully gets a little bit more experience in Talanoa's spot. But man, I do think the Niners will sorely miss the physicality, the energy that Hufanga brings in that safety spot. The offensive line, it's may or may not have both one or both if it's starting offensive linemen. Notably, right guard Spencer Burford, who, in my opinion, he's been mostly butt cheeks. He's been mostly butt cheeks as the weeks have gone on. But he is currently listed as questionable with a right knee injury. And he didn't practice all week. So if he doesn't play, expect guard John Feliciano to fill in that spot. Meanwhile, on the left side, you have left guard Aaron Banks, who missed the last 2 games with the toe injury. He's listed as questionable. He practiced in a limited capacity, so I do hope he does play in this game because the offensive line kind of sorely needs him. Meanwhile, on the Seattle side of things, they kind of took a lot of hits in the last couple of games, so notably that Rams game. But in terms of this game, they are getting a few people back, like safety Jamal Adams. He's expected to play in this game after he missed the last game with a knee injury. But unfortunately, that kind of the losses outweighed the returns, like running back Kenneth Walker III. He left that Rams game with the oblique issue, and he's already been ruled out for this game. So out goes Kenneth Walker, and then in has to step in the rookie Zach Charbonnet. So we'll see what happens there. And then the other safety, Jarek Reed, the rookie free safety, he's been ruled out for the season with a torn ACL that he suffered in that game, and he's been placed on injured reserve. So kind of a big loss for the Seahawks defense and their special teams because he's been a solid returner for them. And then the big question mark for Seattle was their quarterback, Geno Smith. He had to leave that game for most of the fourth quarter with the elbow injury in his throwing arm. But Pete Carroll has pretty much confirmed that he's expected to play in this game, barring any setbacks. So there you go. We're pretty much going to have Geno as your starting quarterback for Seattle in this game. So like I said, this is a chance for the Niners to redeem themselves. They're a much different team than they were 9 years ago when they got boat raced by Seattle at home on Thanksgiving. And then they had to see their division rivals eat that damn turkey with Michelle Tafoya on Thanksgiving. And then we had that tweet by Jed York. Fortunately, he has matured since then. He's learned a lot of valuable lessons since then, hopefully. But yeah, this is a chance for the Niners to gain some redemption and erase the memories of Thanksgiving 2014. In other non-PTSD news for the 49ers, the 49ers did sign an offensive lineman because just in case they don't have Spencer Burford, they could use some depth. They certainly could use some depth. They signed an offensive lineman by the name of Ben Barch from the Jaguars practice squad. Apparently he's a 2024 round pick, and he played in about 41 games with about 20 starts. So, I mean, he kind of has some experience, but I'm not sure how he performs. So, if he's decent, then okay, he might be something. But if he does like ass, okay, then we're kind of in trouble here. But if he's a decent rotation piece, then all right, I won't mind it. So looking at your keys to victory for both of these teams, for my 49ers, as they're going on the road, you got 2 kind of tough road games. I mean, with Seattle, and then obviously you can't overlook Philadelphia. But starting with this game for Seattle, for the 49ers, you got to keep the Seahawks away from the end zone in the red zone. For most of the season, Seattle's scoring has pretty much come away from that red zone area, 20 yards, under 20 yards. But anytime that they've reached that red zone area, and they need to score touchdowns, they've really struggled hard. Like they're allergic to the end zone. Like, I don't know, like maybe it's the play calling, the execution of those plays. It's like they always seem to struggle trying to get in the end zone, and they always have to settle for 3 points. So the 49ers defense, you can use this opportunity to find some ways to generate pressures heading into another major game. But let's focus on this game, obviously. This is an opportunity for them to generate the same pressure, if not better, as it did in Tampa. And yeah, exactly do what they did. Greatly limit how much Geno and the Hawks offense score in the red. So limit them to 3, if not any points at all. And then offensively, attack the fly zone. Whether it's, I know they want to run the ball. Seattle doesn't have as good a run defense as, I don't know if Tampa certainly does, but Seattle doesn't have a good run defense. But you want to also attack the fly zone. For as many advances as Seattle's passing defense has made so far, it still gives a crap ton of big yard plays, and they're still pretty vulnerable in the middle of the field. So for the 49ers to have some success with Purdy under center in a big spot, like I don't like what he did last year, he's going to have to play almost near perfect again by attacking Seattle's secondary more often in the air than on the ground. I mean, you can still use Christian McCaffrey, but attack Seattle's defense where it hurts the most, and that's, I believe, in the middle of the field. Because if you try to attack in Devin Winston's area, you could be in a little bit of trouble. For the Seahawks, it's mainly centered around the offense this week. For Seattle, don't rely so much on DK Metcalf in the passing game, because I know he's the top receiver and all that, but as you've seen in the clutch, you've seen in the 2-minute drill, it can either be good for you, it could either be bad for you. I mean, I don't know if it's a play calling thing or a Geno thing, but the ball has always gone to DK Metcalf. Yet Seattle, like I said, it's walked this fine line of doing such because it's wielded both a win and a loss in the last 2 weeks. And the loss was a very key one in the Rams. They have like 2 other receivers in Tyler Lockett and Jackson Smith-Njigba. There you go. For those people that I don't say, I'm not pronouncing it right. There you go. Jackson Smith-Njigba. The rookie receiver is doing pretty good for himself. So give them more targets in those crunch time areas to take the load and focus off of Metcalf. Yeah, I mean, Metcalf is a physical receiver, but Lockett and Smith-Njigba, they're there to help him out too. And then in the running game, you have to establish the run with Zach Charbonnet, the rookie runner. And I mean, he did pretty good for himself early in the season. I'm not sure what happened after that. But with Kenneth Walker out, they're going to have to turn to him yet again. And they're going to have to hope that he can regain some of that explosiveness that was there early in the season against a good run defense in San Francisco. Otherwise, this offense is going to become pretty one-dimensional and have to become pass-heavy and force Geno Smith, who is going in hurt in this game. And it's going to create a lot of questions for Seattle's offense. So, yeah, big game tonight for both of these teams. The 49ers obviously have to win this one to keep their stranglehold on the division and keep pace with both Philadelphia and the Lions for the potential top seed in the NFC. For Seattle, they have to win this game to keep pace with the 49ers and salvage their hopes of trying to steal away the division. But we will see. We'll see what happens. Both of these teams are entering really tough stretches throughout the next couple of weeks. So it'll be interesting to see how this game plays out tonight. But all I can say is that, damn it, the 49ers need to exact some Thanksgiving redemption. They need to get that damn turkey tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, I want the Niners to get some damn turkey, please. But anyway, those are my thoughts on the Niners' upcoming game tonight against the Seattle Seahawks in Week 12 on Thanksgiving night. And let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I know it's a little on the day of, but hey, what can you do on Thanksgiving? But anyway, that is it for my 49ers preview for Week 12 on Thanksgiving against the Seahawks. Let me know your thoughts on this game coming up in the comments below. And until next time, eat that lasagna very cold in the fridge with your takes on the world of sports. And peace out.